Hello everyone and welcome to Corey Loses, where today we are beginning our Thrawn's Revenge Imperial Civil War 2.2 preview playthrough as the Empire of the Hand. So for those of you who are new to the channel, haven't watched any of the previous playthroughs we've done for 2.2, I am Corey, the lead developer of Thrawn's Revenge. So when we go through this, essentially what I'm trying to do is give some insight into the changes that are being made from the previous version, in addition to just having fun playing the mod, showing I guess what we're working on, what we have been working on, trying to explain our thought processes behind certain things, what our directions and plans are for the mod going forward, and also trying to address some frequently asked questions, or if any questions come up in the YouTube comments or on our forums at thronsrevenge.com/forums, or in the Discord server we have for the Corey Loses and GB gaming communities. If you look in the description, there's a link to that as well. So if you do have any questions as we go through this that you would like me to try to address, then leave them in any of those places and I will do my best to get to everything. I do read everything, so I'll either address it in the comments or bring it up in a video, whatever, if I remember during the videos, because I don't have it open in front of me always. But do keep in mind while you're watching this that everything you see is currently in progress. I will try to point out anything that really stands out as we go, but this is a pre-alpha build, so not everything's done, not everything's in. And it's not entirely representative of the final project, but is essentially hoping to give you guys an idea of where we're going with everything. So this faction was chosen as the current playthrough by the patrons. So the next one that we do after the Empire of the Hand, when this one's done, is going to be chosen by everyone. So there is a straw poll in the description, or a link to a straw poll in the description where you can choose which faction we do after this. I believe the options on that are the Remnant, the New Republic, the Duskin League, and I've added Warlord Singe back in there because the channel was much smaller and the mod was much less progressed when we did the Warlord Singe playthrough. So those are the options for next time. But anything else I needed to say? Yeah, we're essentially just going to go back and forth between the Patreon supporters choosing and an open poll. So this one was Patreon, next one's going to be open poll. I think the Avitha were actually winning last I checked. But without talking any more about this stuff, I'm going to get going. So we're going to be playing the Empires at War GC as the Empire of the Hand. As you can see here, we've sort of tried to arrange everything in a way that will hopefully help new players especially get an idea of where they should go for certain kinds of content. So we have air progressive GCs up here, the single era GCs in the middle here, and then the Infinities GCs, so the ones that aren't really based on any canon conflict and are just sort of like, we want these factions to fight, or we needed more content with these factions from the ground up, which is like the single planet start, the survival mode, which is the wave survival mode. But any kind of game modes like that, or any kind of random GCs we do, will be in this section, and that's what we're doing this time. So we're going to be on hard as Empire of the Hand, and we'll start. One thing I did want to bring up, anyone who's played the 2.2 demo that we put out with... Greetings, Commander. I am Grand Admiral Thrawn. Welcome to the Empire of the Hand. We are the last true hope the galaxy has for unity. It's unfortunate that we must fight other former Imperials, however, it is necessary for the greater good. I look forward to your input. So, as I was saying before Thrawn interrupted me, we did figure out the reason for the long loading time, so that's been reduced from about 3 minutes for me to about 14 seconds. Your mileage will vary a little bit on that, but it's significantly reduced, so it shouldn't be noticeable at all, really, anymore, as long as those tests stay consistent. But I guess the first thing we'll do here, we're going to build the new Peltist. The Peltist is a little bit too strong right now. The main projectile that it fires does a lot of damage, so there's still some balancing to be done, but that's going to be the case with a lot of stuff here. The balancing is really one of the last things that gets done, just because there's so many moving parts. But I do want to show off the one of the new functions with the single unit retreat that we did. So we did a standalone video on it, but there were a few people who had some questions still, especially about how it would work with carriers. So a lot of people, it seemed like, were going to try a strategy of bringing in fighter carriers and then jumping them out when they have the fighters, but that will not work for reasons I am about to show you. In general, though, there's a lot of stuff that we progressed on with the Empire of the Hand, but there is still a lot of stuff that we want to do with them. Like they're not super tied into the mod story for one thing, or the story's covered by the mod for one thing, which is why there's not going to be a lot of story events in this GC. That's also partially because this is Infinity's, which is more of just a sandbox style. But yeah, there's not really other groups that they interacted that much with in this time period. And one of the options we have for future versions that we've discussed the most is trying to expand into the unknown regions a bit. So with some new factions right here, maybe with stuff with like the Ascendancy or the Siruvi or something, or like some other groups that were out here, Nuso Esfa. But that may not be the next release. But one of the things we do want to do is work on some of their art assets.
Choose your reinforcements.
So it has, the faction as a whole has some of our best and worst work. We want to update that as much as possible, make it consistent, bring some of the new some of the older designs up to date. But as you can see here, most of these ships have the single unit retreat ability. There's also the new trade port structure up here. But I'm just gonna demonstrate it this way.
Choose your reinforcements.
We'll send these a little bit farther away to demonstrate it better.
Weapons online. Reporting.
But it's not far enough.
Reporting in.
Here, we'll just send them to attack. But if you do send in a ship with fighters and then it spawns the fighters and you try to retreat, you press the button and you'll notice that these fighters start turning around and coming back to it. So these are going to redock and then the ship will leave. So you can't just sort of farm fighters with it. I think right now the fighters are taking a pop cap when they spawn too. That's probably going to change by next episode as well. But yeah. So that's more or less how that's going to work. This is a new model for their interceptor too. But, well, it was in Ascendancy for a while, but it's new to ICW. Going to be hard to get a good shot of it because of how fighters work. And now it's dead. But
yes, Commander.
We'll drop in a chaff up here. I really just wanted to come into this bit of the territory to show off that retreat thing when I didn't need all the units. But we're going to get the Peltis to come kill the VSD. They're supposed to be really frail but do a lot of damage. So they're kind of vulnerable to capital ships. But they do have fairly long range too. So it's because its stats are a bit too high right now, it'll probably be pretty easy to take care of this VSD with it. But yeah, so like it wipes out the entire shield right now. That's not supposed to happen. It's only supposed to be most of the shields. But we'll just take advantage of it while we can.
Firing sequence engaged.
And there's still going to be some Armadias floating around.
Ready for command, sir.
We haven't done the stuff to limit SSD starts in this GC just yet, so I'm a little concerned about being attacked early on. But that is something that you probably won't have to worry about when you're playing, because like we're sort of staggering their spawns a bit, so they're not everywhere. It also gives us more options to do with the other starting forces for the factions. So like if they're not all invested in this one SSD, then it's less of an issue. Oh, actually that does remind me. You'll notice that the pop cap is 60 when in previous releases it's all been 40. This isn't technically a pop cap increase, like technically it is, but functionally it's more about being able to spread out the cost more. So they're actually going to be able to take care of that. But the
Star Destroyer comms open. We'll get there.
where ISDs, for example, used to cost 4 pop cap out of 40. Now they cost 6 out of 60. What that's let us do, most importantly, is to spread out the cost of the smaller ships. So we've reevaluated pop cap of everything overall, but where like capital ships are still in the same sort of range relative to each other, but SSDs now cost more than half of your pop cap if you want to use them, and smaller ships, well, it used to be like everything was crowded into 1, 2, or 3 pop cap, which meant a lot of units of varying strengths were kind of lumped in together, and it made it harder to justify buying some of the worst ones. But now there's a lot more of a range there, and there's more of a gap to fill with a lot of these units. So, wow, it's surviving. That's like no health. It's gonna kill that squadron. But the yeah, so hopefully that made sense. I don't know how much more I can explain it. Let's see if we can snipe that.
Choose your
Kind of wish I'd brought more
reinforcements.
fighter or more ships now.
Reinforcements en route. Reinforcements cancelled. Reinforcements en route.
Another thing you will probably have noticed is the new selection rings that I've made. Oswolf, our UI guy for Ascendancy, has also said that he wants to start working on some new UI stuff for Imperial Civil War and also Fall of the Republic, which is our Clone Wars mod.
Enemies in range.
So hopefully we'll be
Location locked.
seeing some progress on that.
Heavy assault cruiser ready.
But yeah, so that should
Waiting order.
really help unify some of the aesthetics of the mod and also help with the setup for Fall of the Republic. So we'll be showing that off as he progresses on it, but all that's depending on how much free time he has. I suspect that this was just a retreated unit, so it'll be back somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. So I just respawn there. I don't know if we'll be able to take this planet yet. I don't want to just sit here with our fleet over there when they have an SSD that can come kill us. So I'm going to pull that back until we have a bit more going on for us here. But, or until we have our ground forces together at least. All of which are significantly nerfed in this build. Because yes, the Empire of the Hand used to have a lot of really strong stuff as far as that goes. You know what, I think what we're going to do,
We'll get there.
we'll send these guys back together, and oh, I should actually turn on this. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys in the comments which faction we attack first, but for now I'm just gonna go after the Duskin League because I'm a bully.
Location
I
locked.
think ILC is a space-only planet right now for whatever reason. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the thing. So we're gonna actually take that planet first, then we'll go to Jitipitan, however it's pronounced, and we'll take that. I'm kind of scared of the Remnant, because they do want to go for Ilum pretty early usually. I don't want to interfere with that too much yet. But I guess our options right now would be the Arido Authority down here. We can go through Amrak. We can go for the Duskin League, which is the central one here. That's going to open us up to a lot more attacks from enemies. The Remnant, which would be really awkward to go after because it's going to be like a line through here. And there's also the Penastar element up here. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys in the comments. Whatever you guys say is what we're going to do for that. Along with any other questions you may have. But let's do that.
Orders confirmed.
There are going to be a few scripted
Tactical
story
battle
events. Ooh, there's Kane. That's scary. But yeah, there's going to be a few scripted story events that have to do with tech in this playthrough. I may have said this already, but I did talk about why there's not going to be many other story events for them, but we are going to be able to unlock building the phalanx in the Antigo through some research in this. That's going to be unlocked as we progress. Typically, it would all be spread out more through their tech tree, or through the eras for them. But because we're only playing a single era GC,
Throttle
I've
full.
compressed it all into the one era.
Setting course. Certainly, Commander.
Choose your reinforcements.
This should actually be a fairly easy battle too.
I copy.
But yeah, those fighters are definitely taking up some Bobcat.
Right away.
So I will need to sort that out before the
Moving
next
into
build.
position.
We've located the enemy.
Pox had been saying he wasn't. There was a bug that came up that he wasn't sure if he'd be able to fix, and then he was. And I forgot that I had to fix that other part of it
Location locked. Heading out.
between all that stuff.
Star Destroyer comms open. Thrawn.
Actually, can you fire at this one?
Firing sequence engaged. Thrawn approved.
Let's get our phalanx out here
Order confirmed.
on the trade station.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Ready to receive.
The trade stations aren't super hardy, but they're also economic structures,
Coming
not
around.
military structures, so not really supposed to be.
Heading to destination.
Bring it out.
I got it. Star Destroyer reporting in.
Alright,
Engaging the enemy.
so a lot of Duskin League territory will be pretty easy to take, except for the areas where we run up
We've got
against
them on
the
scopes. Attack commencing.
Pride of Ibiza.
Ready to receive orders. Mega lasers prime.
So
Awaiting orders.
I guess keep that in mind when you're voting. It'll be easy to take them at first,
Awaiting
but
your
that's going to
orders.
open us up to more enemy attacks. Armadis are actually a lot tougher than I remembered in terms of like health, not their firepower. It's actually something that came up on the forums.
System conquered.
The Armadia, like the Duskin League, has the Armadia type thrust ship, and that we can make up some other types of thrust ship because it was a classification and not a specific class. Like we're sort of doing with the Battle Dragons for the Hapens. And that's something that we thought about before, and we're probably going to do it in the future if we can, but it does take a bit of extra work or resources to invent new ship types. So it does take a bit longer, and we have to actually have a good idea for what we want to do for one. Let's grab another Peltist. Let's grab another Syndic. We do need to work on our economy, actually, so let's not do those things I said. Let's grab some trade ports.
Beginning construction.
Get some
Building under
resources.
construction.
Moving.
I'm kind of worried about all the stuff there. Let's grab an auto station here. I don't want to run into Kane too early.
Construction complete.
We may end up losing that planet, but... Actually, if it's just him, we can do that. Think.
Construction complete. Construction.
We'll have to
complete.
jump in a lot of stuff at once to get around the pop cap,
Tactical battle.
or the
imminent.
pop cap bug, I guess, for the fighters right now. But I think we can take out the Pride of Ibiza. SSD hunting in the first episode. It's become a little bit of a tradition, I guess. Alright. I'm ready. You can finish loading now. Temperate world in the Galactic core. Jitipiton. A religious sect based in the... Oh, never mind. I care less now.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, let's see if we can get behind
Course
it.
set.
If we had an
Choose your
Intigo, this would be
reinforcements.
easier, but...
Instructions.
I mean, if we had a bunch of capital ships, this would be easier.
Engines activated.
There they are.
More enemy
Let's,
crash.
Choose your reinforcements.
We're moving out. Move
hopefully
out.
we can turn around faster than it can.
Reinforcements cancelled.
We shall be there shortly.
That'll really help.
Location locked. Heading out. Orders confirmed.
The Ascendancy is going to be a carrier in the future releases, so it's one of the main things we want to redo.
I've engaged.
Like, its art is on the top of the list. It's going to be the same style-ish, but it's going to have a lot more of the Peltists aesthetics in it, and the same is going to be true of the Chaff Destroyer when it's redone. It's not going to have the shovel anymore.
Production halted.
Ready to receive orders. Firing.
I think we do need to work on the timer in the script for the single unit retreat, or for the fighter spawns there,
Awaiting your
so
command.
they don't all come in at once. But
Your command, sir.
I think that's just a number that's off. It's not actually...
Attack.
Like, I remember looking at the code, and I'm pretty sure that it is set to have a delay. It's just testing it's higher. But I might be wrong about that. And yeah, we're at 88 out of 60 from the fighters there. We're getting a lot done here with that. Coming in behind them.
Fire.
Ready to receive orders.
I think we got this.
Reporting in.
This is really going to limit the Aviathan expansion as well.
Open
Unfortunately, the engine hardpoints aren't on yet. I did disable
Fire
them
against the laser
after we had them on for some reason.
Take out the iron
So they might be able to jump, but
After the stragglers.
hopefully not.
I copy. Attack
Gonna
the
try to.
lasers.
But that is something that'll be done for the final release. I'm gonna even do it tomorrow if I remember.
Attack.
Roger that. Attack
Well, I'm gonna have it
on
written
target.
down, so I will remember. But I'm gonna be helping my sister move all weekend.
The primary
So-
target is the ion cannons. Open fire.
Form up.
Yeah, let's
Attacking
spread
target.
our fire as much as possible.
Destroyer here. Fire at will. Copy. Attacking.
Uh,
Regroup for another attack.
but yeah, so the Ascendancy, it's gonna keep the same general aesthetic, but it's really low poly, and we're gonna try to add in some of like the tiered plating aesthetic that the Peltist has,
They're coming in quick.
just to bring them more in line to something that's like Chiss technology from Imperial Designs, or on Imperial Designs,
Taking fire.
with an
I
increased
copy.
poly count.
Our primary target is those iron
Yes,
cannons.
Commander.
Alright, let's keep spreading this out.
Ready. TIE squadron here. TIEs reporting in.
Alright, power to weapons, because
Holding
you're
fire for
there.
Maximum effect. Targeting
Our
at
weapons.
maximum
Alright, we're actually...
firepower.
Location.
Looks like we're going to be able to do this.
Where'd he go?
If it had a support fleet, that would be a completely different story.
Orders,
But
sir.
luckily, we're good.
Ready for command, sir.
Reporting. The lasers are our target. Take out the iron cannons.
Like, I was testing some stuff in the GC over the last few days,
Target.
and there were a few times where I lost similar sized fleets to the Prada Yavitha with a support fleet of like 20 Armadias, and also got attacked by Kane once with a bunch of ISDs
Attack formation.
Awaiting orders.
because I provoked the Pentastar element somehow. But luckily that hasn't happened so far. It's not going to happen from Yavitha.
TIE squadron standing by.
Awaiting your orders.
Go
A few of the ships got low shields from that, but
regroup.
we're in, yeah, like that shaft's a bit low. But they were also using powder weapons, so
Your command, sir.
they weren't likely to
Our
recover
primary
it.
target is those iron cannons.
I think it's
Moving
past the
to
point where
orders.
they can retreat
We've
and
got them on scopes.
keep its stuff.
Commander, our target priority is the laser cannons. Attack commencing.
Taking fire.
Reporting in. Order confirmed.
So I think the Peltist balance changes will probably be in by next episode, as well as the fighter population counts.
Attack that target. Form up.
There's
Attacking
two of the
target.
things will be done.
Fire at
The
will.
Intigo will definitely be showing off at some point, but we do need to research it first, and they're pretty expensive, so we're going to have to save up some credits. We have very few right now. We're also paying maintenance costs on them. Oh, we lost a Clawcraft Squadron. Guess we'll use some of our old terrible vehicles. And we'll invade.
Underway.
Right, I'm gonna send some of this stuff. Let's send Arlani. We'll keep this one here. And we'll send Fel and Nirez. We'll split up that fleet a little bit.
Construction
And then
complete.
over to Amrak.
Right away.
Something just lagged out there.
Construction complete.
We'll see what we can do here. What do they got? So that's a tax agency, a
Invasion
barracks,
commencing.
and a turbolaser structure. Clearly not a temperate world if it's using the Cobra Sky map. So that will have to be reevaluated.
Reporting.
Choose
a lot
your
of snow.
reinforcements.
Moving out.
Position Alpha successfully reached.
Adjusting Navicomputer.
We're in a
I think these are flame tanks.
boat.
Yeah.
Choose your reinforcements.
Moving out. Standing by.
But I think what we're going to do is go with hover tanks for the Empire of the
On
Hand.
my way. Order acknowledged.
Moving to secondary position.
Cantorus tank ready. Cantorus unit on point now.
Ready.
Ready.
Are there any build pads around? I don't think so.
Advancing. Squad, move
I
out.
do think there's a power gen down here.
Right away, sir.
Let's grab one of these squads
sir.
and send them in.
Squad, advance.
Our little chest troops.
All weapons loaded. T4P mobile.
Give me a target.
Yeah, these are the flame tanks.
Position Alpha successfully reached.
Roger. Move out.
Artillery online.
Reporting in. Right away. Moving to that area, sir.
Yeah, so all the selection rings are faction color coded. They also have the nice little indicator there.
Heading out.
The faction name.
Fallout troops.
Is this not where that is?
Let's move out. Let's go.
Apparently not.
Give me a target.
Right.
We're an assault tank.
Well, we'll
not a
send those
boat.
I
around.
copy. Moving to position.
We'll send some stuff
T4P ready.
across the ice flow here.
Give me a target.
Roger that.
We're on station and ready to fire.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully the Evitha turbo laser structure is set up properly.
We're on station and
We'll
ready
actually
to fire.
position.
Moving at full speed now.
Support order acknowledged.
Otherwise we'll have to
Almost
auto-resolve. They haven't done
We'll be
too
there in
much
a few
testing as the
seconds.
Evitha yet.
Right away.
And they have one or two, like they...
We'll back you up.
Dave's been expanding them a lot
Moving to
to
those
have some of the
coordinates
infrastructure they were lacking
cover
in
you.
2.1.
Order received and acted on.
All right, men. Take cover.
I think, yeah, we're on the wrong side of that to get
Why you
shot,
back
so...
up?
Burn it down.
Tank brigade here.
But yeah, they've had the least testing out of any of the factions,
Come on, man,
so
this way.
it's possible that they'll be missing some stuff as we go through here.
Almost there.
Lead the way.
Copy.
But that is what this stage in development is for.
Yes, sir.
Orders understood. Standing by.
Roger.
It'll use these
Bring back.
Form
Or
up.
guys.
Where's my target?
Awaiting orders. Affirmative.
Roger that. Commencing attack. Form up.
I think the minimum range on the cracked armor tank is really high, yeah. I'm gonna kill it before we even...
Right away.
Well, we may as well let it get some shots off.
Unit destroyed.
Keep going.
Uh-oh.
Form up. Beginning
All right.
short range fire.
See if you can do it. Nope, it's gonna have to move.
Copy. Target confirmed.
Awaiting orders.
Snow is really distracting
Keep
here.
going.
We'll check it out.
What was up here? Is that just
The
the
enemy
thing?
has
Okay, yeah,
been
so
defeated. We've secured a build pad.
fortunately it didn't cause any bugs, but the turbo laser structures will have to be addressed for the Evitha. Unless it was just a map. Sometimes it's hard to
System
tell.
control achieved.
But, with that done... let's actually do a little bit of the economic rejiggering here.
Constructing.
Grab those. Grab a trade station there. I'm going to try to put the trade stations where we have the mining facilities because they're
Construction.
these are
complete.
percent based and these are absolute value. Plus we have the what's it called here? The Hand of Thrawn, which provides some income. So we're going to have a few like really high value planets.
Beginning construction.
But you are limited to how many you can get. So you have to kind of pick the more high value planets and try to
Tactical
reinvest in
battle
that.
imminent.
Oh, that wasn't our fleet. Why did I think that was our fleet? Alright, so I guess this is going to be a bit long. Like, I saw that fleet coming in. It's like, oh yeah, our fleet coming back. But no. Why did I think that? So, do we want to do this episode or next episode? Because we are going to have the next episode tomorrow. And we're already at 30 minutes with that. So I think, actually, with that being said, we are going to save this battle for next episode. So we're just going to go in, we are going to save, and then this will be up tomorrow. So it'll be 7 a.m. tomorrow on Friday. Typically, we are going to be... we're going to be posting these episodes... We're going to be posting these episodes on... Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. This week it's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. But yeah, we're going to see how our fight against the Arado Authority goes in the next episode. So remember, get in your votes for who we attack. And thanks for watching, everyone. We will see you next time. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, here are some more videos you may enjoy. Also, please consider becoming a subscriber, leaving a like, a comment, or becoming a patron on Patreon today. Your support is what keeps the channel going and is greatly appreciated.